Good morning. So we are now Tuesday the 9th and it's maths. My hair is just doing the same thing. So without further ado, we're going to be looking at fractions this week. Now, hopefully, I know that the Academy and Bite Size have talked about fractions, so this might be a recap. Hopefully you'll be able to tell me more than I can tell you, but I think it's really valuable anyway to go over this ground because that will come in useful next year and the year after, and certainly in year 6. So really good. So don't worry too much if you've already covered it. Just be astounded at how well you've remembered it from early on in lockdown. So I'm going to share my screen as always. Oh, where am I? Ah, here we go. Okay. Me up here as always. Really smooth. I love how smooth these videos are getting. Really on it. So we are exploring unit fractions and non-unit fractions, and that will all become clear later, and we'll see what we can remember. So what can you tell, it says, what can you tell your partner about this? So what could you tell me if you were able to communicate 2 ways with me? What could you tell me about these representations here? I think that's not meant to be there. A little mark, not quite sure why that's there. So, what can you tell me? So, they're all different forms. They're all showing fractions, but in different ways. So, first of all, let's just recap. So, if you've got a piece of paper, write this down. So, the numerator is the top number and the denominator is the bottom. Now, I remember this by thinking that this line and below it, down in hell, is where the demons are, the denominator. And up is that the numerator. I think of it like a nun, a heavenly spirit. So numerator and denominator. I think if you remember the demons, then and you remember the 2 words, you'll remember which way round it goes. So the denominator is the whole, the amount. So if there are 4 things on the table, there are here, I've got my trusty paper clips again. I will change them to something that doesn't stick together, but I've got 4 things here. I've got my little car from the science experiment, and I've got 3 paper clips. In total, I've got 4, but one of those, numerator, one of those is the car out of the 4 in total. Okay, we'll go over it again, don't worry. So, if we go down, there are 7 people on my table. There is 1 person with glasses. So 7 people in total, and 1 has glasses. 1/7 has glasses. Okay. Oh, write this in your book. Yeah, we've done that. Goodness me. So, what is a unit fraction? A unit fraction. It's tricky, isn't it? I want you to think about that and just pause the video and think about that. There are examples of unit fractions on this page. So what could be a unit fraction? Yeah, we're going to pause there. Okay. If I was to say that this could be described as a unit fraction, but isn't always, does that help? Now, a unit fraction is where we're talking, oh, that really didn't work. Now, let's get a circle up. A unit fraction is where we're talking about one unit, one, because they've changed it from units to ones, but 1 over the bigger number. So the numerator is 1. So here, how could we describe this as 1? Well, we could have 1 white section to 3 being the denominator. So 1/3 is white. So how could you describe this one? Again, it's 1/3. 1/3 is white. 2/3 are blue. Okay, so unit fractions mean that 1 is a numerator. Okay, so today's task. Oh, let's just move me down. For each of the fractions, number them, then draw them in 2 different ways. So, for example, we'll pick this one out. So we're going to number it, number 1, and we're going to write 3/5, because that's what's given there. 3/5, 3 being the numerator, 5 being the denominator. And you could label 3 is the numerator and 5 is the denominator. Then you could draw it in a bar model like we've been doing. So you could have 5 in total, and you could colour them in different colours. 3 out of the 5 is green. And then you could represent it in a different way. For example, circles. I picked circles because that's, but you could pick anything, so long as it's exactly the same. So I'd stay away from doing elaborate pictures. You might just want a circle, or maybe you could do a smiley face. But 3 out of the 5 circles are pink, okay? And you can actually write those statements underneath if you wish. So that is today's task. I will put a link to this in the Google Drive, and I'll link it in the description in the YouTube channel, in the YouTube video. I'm going to now move to the destination question. So if you'd like to pause it and have it up on screen, just my example, you're more than welcome to. So pause. And once you've completed that, we've got the destination questions. So shade in 3/10 of each bar in a different way. So for this, you'll have to create a bar with 10 squares in, or 2 bars with 10 squares in, and shade in 3/10 in a different way. And destination question 2, write the fraction of each set of objects that is shaded. So there's 2 sets of objects, so the circles are one set of objects, and the stars are the other, and write each set of objects that is shaded. Okay, again, share on portfolios, share on, you can take a picture of you doing it or working out these things, or you can share your final design, your final work. It doesn't matter. I just want to see that content, and that portfolio goes with you throughout the life of the school, so you'll always be able to look back on it, which will be really nice. Okay, I hope this has gone well, and thank you so much for contributing to all the work on portfolios and keeping up to date, and I'll speak soon.